Quindi Pannella appoggia, il Partito Radicale appoggia
Sì,
la marcia.
siamo qui per questo. Lui è venuto a fine dicembre per incontrare il Dalai Lama proprio qui a Dharamsala e abbiamo concordato anche la presenza nostra oggi come avvio di un grande satyagraha mondiale per la pace, la libertà e la democrazia, a partire dai Giochi Olimpici.
The march officially begins!
This is obvious to most people. You're yelling, remember Gandhi. Why are you yelling, remember Gandhi?
Because if Gandhi hadn't taken on the Dandi March, India wouldn't have the freedom that it has now. So we are just following Gandhi's footsteps.
Forza Tibet! 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 Forza Tibet!
Thank you very much. We came last Monday with a delegation from Italy. Sergio D'Elia is a member of the Italian Parliament, member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Myself, my name is Marco Perduca, and the other person that spoke last Monday and is now marching with the others, Matteo Mecacci. We are with the Transnational Radical Party, which is a non-violent organization. We came because we wanted to be present for this year's anniversary, because we know that with the Olympics going on in China, a lot of attention would be given to what's happening in that big country. We will also be given the honor by our friends of the Tibetan Youth Congress to inaugurate the march that wants to reach Tibet this year before the Olympic Games. Then something happened inside Tibet, and I fully share that history is being made these very hours in Tibet, but also outside Tibet. Thanks to CNN and BBC, now the world knows what's going on and how the Chinese are reacting against the demonstration, which we believe were peaceful, were not violent as they were portrayed by the Chinese media inside Tibet. The struggle for freedom of Tibet is not only the struggle for the Tibetans that have been longing for their homeland, free, democratic, and justice piece of land for over half a century, but it's a bigger struggle. It's a struggle for all the Muslims, for all the other Buddhists, for the Christians in China. It's the struggle also for the Falun Gong. It's the struggle, a bigger struggle for the affirmation of a new China for all the Chinese, not only the Tibetans. And this is also why we're here. We want not only to support what you're doing these days or to show solidarity. We want also to show a different kind of action that needs to start from Dharamsala and reach the rest of the world. A sign here says that China is strong. Maybe this is Chinese technology, I know. A sign here says that the Chinese is strong because the Tibetans are on your knees. This is not true. Tibetans are not on their knees because they're non-violent. They believe in the force of their ideas, in the force of their tradition, in the force of their culture, and in the spirit of the Dalai Lama. We're here because we believe that our freedom also around the world can be granted if your freedom is granted. This 2008 is the year where non-violence, the teachings of Mohandas Gandhis, can in fact make a difference. And we're also here to learn from you how to transform this strength into concrete action. We have, while here, contacted our colleagues in Europe, in Brussels, in Rome, and in other capitals. And we have asked different parliaments to convene a special session on Tibet in all the parliaments of Europe, starting from the European Parliament. We have also tried to do the same in Italy, where Parliament is closed. Today, all over Europe, in the afternoon, there will be demonstrations in front of the Chinese embassies, because we want to tell them to stop the killings in Tibet. We also want the governments of the world to monitor what's happening in Tibet with their satellites, so there will be no excuse on where the army and the police, the Chinese army and the Chinese police, will enter the cities and the villages in Tibet and continue the killings. So we want also that evidence of what China is doing. As I was saying, our is a non-violent organization, and we couldn't be anywhere else in the world but here, where violence is practiced every day. And we honor how you are responding to the terrible actions that the Chinese government is doing inside Tibet. We have been marching for the last few days. One of us is still marching today. We understand that the Indians have understood themselves that this is a peaceful march, a non-violent initiative that wants to reach the homeland of people that have been forced to live outside for many, many years. We will not go back soon to our country. We intend to stay for another week, for another 2 weeks if necessary, because from here we get the energy, the spirit, and the strength to tell the rest of the world to stop the killings of Tibetans, but also to try and spread the word for a new China in the year of the Olympics. At the same time, we ask you to pray for all the other people that in China are suffering the same kind of terrible violence that the Tibetans are suffering. And I know that deep in your heart, you feel very passionately also for the Uyghurs, for the Mongols, for the Falun Gong, for the people locked in the Laogai around China that have been forced to work for a communist dictatorship for the last 50 years. So, we will stay with you as long as it is necessary. And we will be at your service, not only today here, but possibly even more actively back in Europe, back in Italy, back in the United States.